We have started a series on a step-by-step guide to writing your professional CV. We are on step 3, relevant experience, or some people call it professional experience or professional work or relevant work. What you're going to do in this section is showcase the value add that you have brought to previous engagements so that the reviewer can see what you can potentially do for them also. The section is arranged according to the organizations that you had worked for. And so you're going to start in reverse chronology with the most recent organization first. Please remember that what you write as your contribution to that role has to be relevant to this particular role you're applying for now. Not everything you have done is relevant to this application. So because you don't want to have career gaps, you don't want to completely leave out chunks of work experience you have, or you'll raise questions, what happened here? Why is there a gap? You want to put your work experience in chronology, right? But not everything that you did in those roles may be relevant to this opportunity you're applying for right now. So that means that you're going to really think through what you did and the value that brought. And you will only put the experiences where you made a difference that are related to what this current role is looking for. How do you know what this role is looking for? Well, it came with a vacancy advertisement. It came with a job description. It came with terms of reference. They tell you what they're looking for. And so you want to make sure that you use the language, the keywords that signal your suitability for this role. So the first thing that you write is the name of the organization you worked for, and next to it you will put the location. So that would be the city and the country where you did that. Under that, you can put a summary description of that organization to give context to the reviewer of what that organization was about, the size of it, its performance, its relevance in the industry that it's in, just in case they've just never heard of that organization and cannot place you and your value add just by seeing a title of that organization. Then under that little brief description, you would put the title that you held, and next to it, you would write the dates. That is month and year that you started, dash month, year that you finished. Then what follows in bullet form is your value in the work that you did as it relates to this opportunity you're applying for now through your professional CV. You're going to be mindful of the language that you're using, the adjectives that you're using. You're going to be mindful of the quantifiable and the qualifiable indicators of your performance, such that when somebody reads it, they don't just see a description of what you did and ask, so what? And can answer, so what? Each bullet should have words that have impact. Those words not only show the level at which you're at, the adjectives and keywords that you use that match you to this vacancy description, but it also shows the difference that you made in that role such that they can relate that value add you brought there to value add you could bring to them. For instance, if you say that you designed a program and that program resulted in a $3 million reduction in cost, oh, well, not only does it show that you're great, that you designed this program, in case that is actually the thing that you're applying for, right? To show that you can create these systems that increase efficiency and effectiveness. But also you mentioning the number, that it actually worked and it reduced costs by that much, or that gets them to pay attention. So you want to make sure each bullet says what value you added. It's always going to be in the language of the contribution you made with what results, specifying the quantitative and qualitative indicators of performance and great results. I would like you to have the same number of bullets for each of the different roles that you've had in the past. But for instance, if in one role your contribution really matches the current opportunity you're applying for, and you would like to say more about that, then you could decide for this position, then you're going to have maybe 2 more bullet points than you would for all the others, but just make sure all that follow have the same number of bullet points. If it's 4, it's 4 all across. If it's 5, it's 5 all across. And please do not have more than 8 bullets for the role that you really want to speak about, and more than 5 for all the others that are going to have the same number of bullets running through. There is a section when you are writing out your contribution for each position that you held that people choose to include, and that is the achievement section. But the way I look at it is everything you're doing is an achievement, because you're going to talk about your contribution, not just recite your job description. In that case, use the last bullet for that role to show any third-party recognition, any rewards, whether that be monetary or otherwise, so that just as the reviewer finishes looking at that position, they're like, wow, this person is a rock star. Then once you're done with one role, you can move on to the next role. Now, if the next role, the one previous to the most recent one you just put in, is with the same organization, then this time you don't need to write the name of the organization and location again. You can just go to your title and the dates that you were in those roles. Now, you can put a position summary if you'd like, just so that people can get a quick 1-sentence overview of your contribution in that role. But if you're running out of space, remove that. Instead, make sure you show the so what value add, the quantifiable, qualifiable indicators of your performance in the bullets that you write under that position, making sure that the last bullet shows any third-party credibility, recognition, rewards, awards, etc. And keep working backwards in the roles that you've had with the different organizations until you arrive at the very first position you ever held. But please note this, if you have had a long and rich work experience and you're thinking, I would need 5 pages, Modesta, to write everything I've done, okay, let us not go to 5 pages. We're doing our utmost to stick to 2 pages. What I would then ask you to do is work back to a point in your work history that you feel is comfortable, that when they're looking at these in their totality, for the reviewer to see your value add before and therefore indicate your value add should you be the person that they choose for this opportunity. And there you have it, folks. That is the relevant experience or professional experience section of your professional CV. If you found this video to be of value to you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Modesta Mahiga YouTube channel, and turn on notifications to receive more content like this. In the next video, we're going to step 4, your highly skilled or highly competent section. I'll see you there.